What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, for those who don't know, there's a brand new update coming out in Battlefield 2042 today, update 4.1, which will come with a bunch of new bug fixes, glitch fixes, and also it's going to polish off the overall game. Now, I do want to let you guys know, anybody who's new to this channel, I record all my videos the day before. So, right now, in this current moment, I've only seen news that's coming out tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is the day of that this video is going live, so I can't go ahead and play the update and talk about it. So what I'm going to do instead is cover a couple of other things, news and big information that released about Battlefield 2042 in this video, and then tomorrow, which is today for you guys. I know it's very confusing, I'm sorry, but today for you guys, I will go ahead and live stream the new update 4.1 over on my Twitch channel. If you guys want to check that out, the link to that is in the description. We'll spend about 4 hours. We'll start at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll probably go until 4 p.m. Eastern time, grinding out the whole update, checking out, the new patch list, and looking at, what's actually changed, and playing around with new features, and we'll go ahead and make a brand new video for that starting the next day. But ladies and gentlemen, today I actually have a really good video for you guys because we got a couple of bits of information, some positive, some negative, or maybe positive or negative at the same exact time. I don't really know what you guys are going to feel about this information here. But the first bit of information is from Battlefield Bulletin over on Twitter, saying breaking Battlefield 2042 Season 1 is currently set for release in early June. EA DICE will be back with a full overview and update notes closer to its release. So finally, we have some official information on when this update is going to happen, Season 1. It's been a while now since we got a little information on what Season 1 is going to be, when it's going to happen, or what's going to even go on with Season 1. They haven't really talked about it. They've been mostly focused on trying to fix the overall performance of Battlefield 2042, which honestly, in my personal opinion, I can completely respect. Any development team that prioritizes content and, ways to sell skins and sell stuff to us when their overall game is just absolute garbage is a sign of a really bad development team. Now, they already made, this disaster known as Battlefield 2042. They don't also need to be known as the people who are also trying to rip off the community as well. So it's very smart for them to focus on the performance, but at the same time, it's lacking a lot of content, and I think the community is really curious when we're actually going to even see anything introduced into this game that's considerably new. But one of my biggest problems here is even though that they're saying that Season 1 is going to come out early June, they have given us dates multiple times in the past regarding Battlefield 2042, and each time they have been postponed. What makes it any different from this time around? What reason can he possibly give me to make me believe you that this update is going to come out in June? I mean, the last time you talked about Specialist, you said it was going to take 2 weeks. It's over a month. It's been almost 2 months since the specialists have been talked about or, worked on in a professional way. You guys have been, nerfing and buffing certain features of the specialists, but you haven't touched upon what you're actually going to do to make sure they turn more into the traditional class system. So to be honest, even though this news is pretty interesting and it's nice and it's good to know that we have some type of date, I wouldn't believe it 100% yet. I would wait just a little bit longer because you never know with DICE right now. They're notorious for pushing stuff back, and we haven't even seen any roadmaps or anything. They have not given us any bit of content. The only information we know is from leaked information or data mined information. Temporal has been doing a fantastic job at giving, anybody who even wants to see any slightest bit of hope in the Battlefield franchise, just, information about the game. He's been doing a great job with that. We've seen, the new DLC maps. We've seen different, player cards, skins, vehicles. We've seen so much information and stuff that could be coming into Battlefield 2042. But the problem is, DICE is not setting up any of this information. It makes me nervous. Is this what they planned? Are they going to be trickling out, very slowly content like they did with Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 where we don't see anything for ages, months, and we only get one, maybe 2 maps if we're extremely lucky? All I have to say about this, DICE, is you must nail Season 1. This is literally your last possible chance. You can go ahead and change, the specialist, or you can try to change the current map designs you have in the game, but if there is no content within Season 1, if there's not enough weapons, if there's not enough maps, if there's not enough anything within Season 1, I promise you, I promise you, Modern Warfare 2, once that game comes out, will put Battlefield 2042 in the dirt. It probably already will put Battlefield 2042 in the dirt, but if you want to see this game even last the slightest bit further, then you have to nail this season. Especially with all this extra time that you requested, patience from your community to wait all these months and push back Season 1 to fix your game. With all that extra time, you guys are split into multiple different teams, and yes, there is a map designing team. I hope they've been putting in some work for the seasonal content because it's been a long wait, and I think people are expecting much more than what we would get back in the day if Season 1 launched at the original date. And ladies and gentlemen, the last bit of information is extremely disappointing to me, and I'm very sad to see that DICE is going to take this direction. Bravo Intel posted on Twitter saying, DICE is removing 128 player breakthrough mode from Battlefield 2042. Instead, it'll be 64 players. This will be live with the update on May 19th. Now, I have nothing against 64-player. Anything. I think 64 players plays great. I think smaller maps definitely fit the game a lot better. But 128-player breakthrough, in my personal opinion, was definitely not an issue. Not one time have I ever said, wow, breakthrough, 128 players, what a disaster, I can't find anybody, I can't find any action. That was never an issue for me. I loved 128-player breakthrough. My issue was 128-player conquest. That's where I have problems. That's where you're running across these wide open, pointless fields and getting clapped in the face every 5 seconds. That's where the boring gameplay is. 128-player conquest. I've said this in multiple of my commentaries before in the past as well, that I love conquest. I'm a hardcore conquest guy. I don't play anything else in Battlefield games besides Conquest. Yes, I'll dabble off in different modes, Breakthrough and also what they had in Battlefield 1. They've slightly changed the concept of Breakthrough, over the years, and started off as Rush. I've always loved their side game modes, but Conquest has always been what I came to Battlefield for. It allows you to go into this open, sandbox. You can literally play with whatever you want. You can either be infantry, you can drive a tank, you can fly in hell, you can do anything. And there's always a consistent flow of combat action and also downtime when you truly want it to be. And it was all right in front of you. That's what made Battlefield Conquest. And Battlefield 2042 is the first time where I don't like Conquest. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I hate Conquest in Battlefield 2042 because of 128 players. But it's because the maps are bad. But in 128-player breakthrough, everything's condensed. I don't understand why they removed this instead of 128-player conquest. It makes no logical sense to me. And I've seen a bunch of people say, well, it's because the player count's dying. Not many people are playing it. That's true. It's hard to go ahead and have so many different game modes. You have Portal with all these different side modes that people love. That's all I play is Portal, so I can play Flashback Conquest or infantry-styled, Conquest or something of that sort. I don't really like All-Out Warfare. Or, like I said, you can go over to All-Out Warfare, and you have Breakthrough, and then you have Conquest, and you have 128-player and 64 for both styles. It's a lot of stuff on a game that's already dead. Nobody's playing it. So they're going to have to go ahead and cut certain things to make sure, you don't have long-ass wait times and you can't find anybody and you get full bot lobbies 24/7. But I truly don't think this is a good move. I like 128 players. I think it's a good concept. But like I said, it just simply doesn't work. I love 128 players when it comes to Flashback Conquest, playing on these old school maps that were designed for 64 players and then boosting up the player count. I've always been a fan. Even before it happened in Vanguard, this freaking combat pacing. Combat pacing has been a thing before Sledgehammer Games even made it. It's in the modding community. You go back to play Call of Duty 4, you go play World at War, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, any of the old school classics, you will get into instant ground war lobbies of like 20 versus 20 on these maps that were designed for 6v6. It's fun, it's enjoyable. It's not the classic experience that you want. You still want to be able to, go back to your same experience that you usually play. But it's fun to dabble in every once in a while. It's just absolute chaos. I like 128 players. It's just the maps weren't properly designed. And also, I don't know if it's the engine or how these new developers, because I also heard that the new developers are having trouble, learning the engine's a very complicated engine to handle, and all the OGs pretty much left. So it might be that as well. But the stability on 128 players sucks. That's the main reason why it's bad. It just sucks because the performance isn't there. That's why 64 players excels. But, like you see here, they're removing Breakthrough 128 players. Again, I don't know how everybody feels about this. I know some people are really excited about this. They're happy because 64 players is the GOAT, but I don't know, man. I truly didn't see anything wrong here. That's the only thing I would play. If Portal doesn't have Flashback Conquest in it, I would play 128-player Breakthrough because it's the only way I could possibly manage these maps. Shoot, I don't even like to play Infantry Conquest that much because they have the normal maps in the rotation. I just don't like the maps and Battlefield 2042. It doesn't matter if it's 128 players or if it's 64 players. I just don't like them. The only way to compensate them is playing Breakthrough where everything's condensed and you have 120 players, so it's just all-out chaos. That is just the best possible way to deal with any of these style of maps. Or, of course, like you see right here, you could play a good game mode like Flashback Conquest and get a good rotation of maps that you can play on. But that's all up to you guys. Like I said, go in the comment section, leave your opinions down below. Do you think it's a positive or bad thing for all the stuff I just mentioned today? Everybody has their own opinion. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games, do it on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.